What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for Justin Godsey TV. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. Now tonight, guys, we're here talking about the San Diego Chargers on the road taking on the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football on NFL Network and as well as CBS. And this was a dominating game from the start of the game to the end of the game by the Denver Broncos, as the Denver Broncos were able to defeat the San Diego Chargers 35-21, led by excellent performances by Peyton Manning and also Emmanuel Sanders. Now, this was a complete dominating game. This was a game that I was really looking forward to seeing. This and the entire build of San Diego and Denver are both on a short week in order to play this game. It's a very short week for both teams. San Diego's coming off a loss against Kansas City where they were just in it to the end, but until the final offensive drive for the Kansas City Chiefs. That is what killed the San Diego Chargers last week against Kansas City. Also, we are going into this week. San Diego, also like last week, was just killed in depth. Their defensive backs has always been San Diego's kryptonite. That's their last line of defense, and San Diego is being taken down to the bottom line of their depth in order to get the right movements going for this team. The right depth. Trying to get some aid in the backfield. But tonight they were not able to do it. Silly penalties has cost San Diego, whether it's illegal contact on the line by King Dunlap, DJ Fluker, or it's, there's holding by Richard Marshall. Those, silly penalties really cost San Diego this game, but also I have to give a lot of blame over to the very poor performance of the refereeing in this game. San Diego, about to go into halftime, they actually almost recovered a kick return, which actually was a fumble. San Diego actually recovered the ball, and they said that the Broncos were able to recover as the elbow was down. And, when you look at it, the ball was coming out, and the elbow was not even close to being touching the ground. So they gave Denver the ball, and then Denver was able to drive and put up another touchdown going into halftime. So going into halftime, it was 7-14, and then Denver came out, balls blazing in the second half of the football game where they put up 21 points on San Diego. San Diego was just, not on their A game tonight. Phillip Rivers, who is always notorious for having, very, fast, very quality starts in the first half of games. Tonight he was completely, it's very hard to come into context the way that he performed tonight. I mean, San Diego's was just not really up to par this week. I mean, the quarterback play for Phillip Rivers was, subpar. He was picked off a few times tonight. It was just not the same Phillip Rivers performance as we have seen in weeks past. But San Diego was able to, at least try to bring it close to 35-21. The depth has been killing us. We did not have Brandon Flowers active this week. Likely he's not going to be active next week versus Miami. San Diego just has 10 days in order to get, some additions to this defensive backs because Brandon Flowers is out on a concussion. Ryan Matthews, the running game was kind of shut down for San Diego. Brandon Oliver was always tackled for negative yardage, and there was those occasional plays where he was able to break away from the coverage. And then it was just, the injuries have just been stacking up on San Diego. They do have the right defensive line. They do have the great depth at linebacker. But it's the defensive backs, the last line of defense is what killed San Diego in this game. They could just not get off on third down, exactly like last week versus Kansas City, and they've got to correct it. There are a couple of guys out there on the free agent market. The trade deadline is coming up very, very close. San Diego needs to start making some moves. I know San Diego doesn't like, using their players beyond the 5th round of the NFL draft, so they do have 5th, 6th, 7th, and 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks to trade away to teams for future compensation, and as well as, the 2015 draft. So San Diego needs to start, using these trades and, these draft picks and start trading away for some legitimate defensive backs help if they're really trying to make that playoff run this year. This was a team that started 5-1. We've just dropped 2 straight games against division opponents. Kansas City is really creeping up on us. They are 3-3. Oakland is 0-6. So this division is getting very tight. Kansas City is on the rise, so San Diego really needs to pick up a victory next week against the Miami Dolphins. As for the Denver Broncos, 6-1, 5-0 at home. They actually played 5 games at home so far. That's a lot to come by. So, Denver 6-0, 6-1. They can now just enjoy the lead in the AFC West. San Diego now needs to pick this thing up. They're going to be going up against Miami. I think they also play Oakland. Then they go on their bye week, and then they have St. Louis, Baltimore, New England, San Francisco waiting for us to come out for the second half of the year. So pretty rough, tough road ahead for San Diego. They've got to get some depth in the defensive backs to help out this team. Let me hear your guys' opinion about tonight's game. I'm going to be back with you guys more videos on Sunday to be recapping Thursday night, Sunday Night Football, and also also be back with you guys on Monday to do Monday Night Football game recaps. I'm Justin Godsey for Justin Godsey TV, and I'll catch you guys next week.